I'm just going to be sitting for this. Right now I'm going to be doing a short story. It's actually originally in the form of a poem. It's by Charles Bukowski, and it's called Let It Enfold You. If you know Charles Bukowski, you know that he writes like really, really long poetry. He writes them in very short, choppy stanzas and has a very interesting style of writing. Regardless of him being a genius, he's not very much a good man, so a lot of this had to be removed. But regardless, I wanted to get the message that it sends across. It is very much about identity, very much about belonging, very much about a change in perspective in your life, and it resonates with me a lot. I first was shown this poem when I watched the movie Beautiful Boy, if any of you have seen it. Timothée Chalamet plays Nick Sheff, and he recites a part of this poem in the film. And as soon as I saw that movie and that scene specifically, I kind of read this poem online, fell in love with the poem, fell in love with Charles Bukowski's work, and pretty much ever since then, it's definitely helped me in life a lot, in seeing the little things, appreciating the small things in life, and overall changing my mindset on life. So yeah, this is Let It Enfold You by Charles Bukowski. Either peace or happiness, let it enfold you. When I was a young man, I felt that these things were dumb, unsophisticated. I had a bad blood, a precarious upbringing. I trusted no man and especially no woman. Living a hell in small rooms, I was continually being evicted, jailed, in and out of fights, in and out of my mind. I had no male friends. I changed jobs and cities, hated babies, holidays, history, grandmothers, marriage, movies, English accents, Spain, Italy, and France. Algebra angered me, opera sickened me, and Charlie Chaplin was a fake. Peace and happiness to me were signs of inferiority. They were tenets of the weak and the addled mind. But as I went on with my alley fights and my miserable years, it gradually began to occur to me that I was different. I wasn't different from the others. I was the same. Everybody was nudging, inching, cheating for some insignificant advantage. The lie was the weapon, and the plot was empty, and darkness was the dictator. Cautiously, I allowed myself to feel good, at times. I found moments of peace in cheap rooms, just staring at the knobs of some dresser, or listening to the rain in the dark. I found that the less I needed, the better I felt. I could never accept life as it was, could never gobble down all of its poisons, but there were parts, tenuous magic parts, open for the asking. I reformulated, I don't know when, date, time, all that, but the change occurred. Something in me smoothed out and relaxed. I no longer had to prove that I was a man. I no longer had to prove anything. I began to see things, whether it was coffee cups lined up on the counter in a cafe, or a dog walking along the sidewalk, or if it was the mouse that stood upon my dresser with its body, its ears, its nose, its eyes, all fixed, a bit of life that was just caught within itself. The mouse stared at me, in my eyes, and then it was beautiful, and then it was gone. I began to feel good. I began to feel good in the worst of situations, and there were plenty of those. I welcomed shots of peace and tattered shards of happiness.